My ex-boyfriend proposed to me and had a fiance back home.
But instead, it was actually HIV.
He's been texting me, calling me, going through my family members.
Ex secretly had the passwords to every single social media that I had, and I had no idea he had.
So he breaks my phone up. I'm talking about he crashing the phone like bang, bang.
Take your test. My results in my phone.
And he would log into my phone, I'm not exaggerating, 16 times a day.
It's going off like, why is niggas telling you happy birthday?
He's like, I know, but I just want to show you I'm a changed man.
Just know that they're hiding something.
What's up, Islanders? Wagwan fam. Welcome back to another video, guys. Of course, you know, today we're diving deep into the world of bad decision, red flags, and just boldly ignore exes who must have been sent from the pits of chaos itself. If you know, you know. So, of course, guys, women are just spilling the tea, and we're going to talk about some of the most jaw-dropping, messy, a little bit hilarious, and sometimes straight up horrifying stories about their exes. And listen, you thought your ex was worse? Just wait till you hear this. Before we continue with the video, guys, I'm just going to ask you to like this video for your girl. It's easy, it's free, and I'd love to have you join the Islanders family by, of course, hitting that subscribe button. Now, guys, just a heads up, in this video, I'll be discussing some intense and disturbing stories, including one where a woman's ex deliberately tried to infect her with HIV, allegedly. Now, guys, please watch with care, and as always, this isn't meant to scare anyone, but of course to inform as well as to encourage, you know, thoughtful conversations. So, of course, viewer discretion is advised. Grab your snack and just sip on something strong and just buckle up, because we're about to get into some of the most insane things exes have ever done, and we're calling it exactly what it is: toxic, traumatic, and just sometimes plain dumb. But hey, we live and we learn, and you know, of course, we're women, so of course, you know, we'll level up. With that being said, guys, let's get into today's video.
My ex-boyfriend proposed to me and had a fiance back home. Let's get into it. This is an old story, y'all. This was back 2018, okay? Boom. Now, I done told y'all, I never had a battle boo, a basic training boo, or AIT boo. I ain't have none of that. So as soon as I got to my first duty station, which was Fort Hood, not gonna lie, I was looking for the hug. You feel me? A girl was looking for the hug. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to the hoop sessions. I'm going to the gym on the regular because I'm trying to find a hoe. But me, I ain't never been the type of girl to really like hoes. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a relationship girl. That's just who I am. As soon as I feel like, you know, I kind of like you. You kind of cool. You might as well go ahead and be my boyfriend. So I end up meeting this dude playing basketball. He was the quiet dude. Ain't say too much. Didn't talk a lot of shit. I'm like, oh, I like you. You quiet. I love when they quiet. I love when a man just shut up. Boom, we hit it off. Then there, we start talking every day. That turns to him coming to my barracks room every day. Shit is smooth. Like, you're in my face 25/8 and I'm in your face 25/8. As soon as I get off of work, I'm going to see you or you coming to see me. One or the other. Our relationship was really never rocky. Like, I would post him on my social media all the time. He would post me all the time. You know what I'm saying? Everything was smooth until one day. I just so happened to post a picture of my shit. You know what I'm saying? Look at me and my shit. I post a picture late at night. I go to bed. Wake up in the morning. My comments are going stupid. So I'm like, what the hell is these hoes talking about? Is one specific comment. I don't remember what she said verbatim, but it was something along the lines of, oh, I know that's not my man. And people under her comment like, girl, what's T? What you talking about? I click on her page. It got her initials, his initials, Lil Lock. You know, he's that corny ass shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm 18. But her page is private, so I can't even see the girl. But I know my man initials. I know that for a fact. And I know that, bitch. So I asked him about the shit. I'm like, who this? He like, oh, that's my ex. We ain't got nothing going on. She won't leave me alone. Blah, blah, blah. Whoop-de-whoop. My stupid ass took his word. So that was strike one. Once we addressed that situation, never came up again. It was dropped. Never heard from her. Like I said, I was with the dude every day. You know what I'm saying? So when are you talking to her or seeing her? Like, there's no way. Next thing I know, he ends up getting an engagement ring and proposes to me. Yes, I said yes. Yes, I said yes. Yep. So fast forward maybe a week, maybe two, baby. I was engaged for maybe 7 to 14 business days, okay? We pull up to San Antonio, which is crazy. That's where I'm stationed at now. Pull up to San Antonio, go see his family. We sit in a car. Car play, come on. Mind you, his family in the back seat, his cousin and his... Wait. Hell, I think they're his cousins. So anyways, they sit in the back seat. Now, the girl, I'm cool with her. Like, she loved me. I love her. You know what I'm saying? We always chop it up, chop it down. We ordering some food. Next thing you know, a number pop on the screen on a car play. And my man driving. So I just look at this shit. I'm just like, oh, Somebody calling you, he like, oh, it's a bill collector. I'm like, oh, tight shit. Don't think too deep into it. You know what I'm saying? You tell me what it is, and I just be believing it like a dumb, gullible, stupid. Now, his cousin sitting behind me, she see the number and she recognized it. She tapped me on the shoulder and she said, remember that number, okay? Remember that number. So in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? What do I remember that number for? Like, damn, am I just slow? Am I just dumb? But I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna remember the number. That's the realest shit that did. We drove home from San Antonio to Killeen, Texas, right? The number called him again. So I'm like, okay, this number calling again. I remember the number. So in my mind, I'm just thinking, oh yeah, as soon as we get to that house, the barracks. As soon as we get to the barracks and he lay that ass on my pillow, I'm looking through that mother phone. And as soon as he closed his eyes, baby, I was in that phone. But I ain't gonna lie, I ended up falling asleep. I always got up early than him. So I get up early and I'm like, oh, this is my perfect opportunity to look through this goddamn phone. I'm looking through the phone, right? Can't find her number nowhere. I'm like, what the? Like, you know what I'm saying? This number ain't nowhere. I'm looking through the messages. I don't see shit. Probably like 3 messages down, he got a message from little sis. Now, last time I checked, got no sisters. So who is this? So I click the thread, I get to reading it. Oh, it's ugly. He in the messages talking about, I love you, I miss you, you know what it is, you know what it is, you know what I'm saying? I ain't with this hoe for real, I'm getting this money up off this hoe. Oh. Oh. So me being me, I'm like, I don't want to address this in these barracks because I have a roommate, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get to hollering and hooting in this thing. So I'm going to just place the phone on his chest with the messages open. I'm going to just go to work. But you going to know that I seen that. Not going to lie, couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. My heart was in the pits of my ass. I looked at him sleeping in my bed and I tossed the phone on his chest like, yeah, bitch, wake up. What's this about? Like, who you talking about with your little sister? He like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Bitch, get up! I'm like, yeah, I seen all the messages. I seen that you engaged. This man looking me dead in my face, lying, like trying to open his phone, like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And I'm like, man, wake up! He starts sliding and deleting. So I'm like, oh, don't delete nothing now. And I ain't gonna lie, I was putting hands and feet to get to that phone. What you're not about to do is delete nothing. I know what I seen, and you're gonna sit here and read it in front of me, cause and I ain't gonna lie, trying to get to that phone, it sound like, you know when you taking a good shower and it's nothing but elbows hitting the wall? That's what it sound like in my room. So of course my roommate heard that shit. You know what I'm saying? It sounded like it's getting real domestic in that thing, which we wasn't hitting each other. It was more so like we pulling on each other, trying to tug the phone out of each other's hand. That's really what it was. I get a knock on my door. It's the chaplain. Oh! Y'all gonna have to just wait for part 2. I don't never do this to y'all, but I have to give y'all part 2 because it's a lot to unpack. So now the chaplain at my door, and I'm blue because like, I don't want to call you a bitch because, you know what I'm saying, you a chaplain. But girl, I was getting to the business. I was getting to, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to see more of everything that I was seeing, and you're kind of interrupting me. So she's like, do you need to talk to somebody? Is anybody in the room with you? She's standing next to my roommate. I'm looking at my roommate like, I can't believe you just snitched on me, dog. But it's like I get it because it sounded real domestic in there. So I get why you told her. So I'm irritated, bro. And I'm like, oh, no, everything's fine, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming, ma'am. Yeah, I can come pray with you. Maybe later today. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be alone right now. So yeah, she ended up leaving. I'm like, thank God. I go back in the room and I'm like, yeah, you pack your stuff, get out my face. Like, don't come around me because it's the same one that commented under my picture and you made me feel like I was stupid or something. Like, oh, it wasn't nothing going on. It was something going on. Y'all know that meme when Goofy's leaving the door and he looking sad and he looking back? That's exactly I gotta show y'all. That's exactly how he looked leaving my room, and I didn't care. Pack it up. Pack them tears up with you. Get out. This man ends up going to behavioral health because he's so sad and depressed that he got caught cheating. I end up getting a call from his NCO like, hey, you know, such and such really wants to see you. He really wants to talk to you. Maybe you could call him on the behavioral health phone. Excuse me, why is he in behavioral health? And why does he want to talk to me? I don't have nothing to say, baby. I end up giving his NCO the whole rundown of our relationship, like everything that happened and what took place, and this is why I don't want to talk to him. I don't have anything to say. His NCO is like, cool, respect that. Maybe you need to tell him face to face with me there so he can really like get the point. So I'm like, I really don't want to do that, but if that's what it's gonna take, fine, like cool. And I don't play about mental health. Like maybe you were going through some other things, which don't get me wrong, he did have other things going on. Like he had a lot of financial shit that was going on in his life, which is why maybe he was telling that hoe he was using me for money because she knew he was a broke bitch too. I don't know. Either way it go, you know what I'm saying? I did not want him to like harm himself in no way. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go with you to check on him. So we go to the behavioral health place. And when I get there, they talking about no phones. I can't put my shoes on. I got to take my shoes off. I'm like, oh my God, you is in. Woo, okay. So I go in there. Y'all, this boy, he sees me and has the biggest, cheesiest smile on his face. Like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming. I just want to let you know, I've been reading the word of God and reading about faithfulness. And when I tell y'all, I'm standing there looking at him like, because ho, is you cool? Thanks for the message, but bitch, did you just forget that I just went through your phone and I see what the I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, you know, I'm glad you ain't here finding God and I'm like, I hope that really helps you to do better in life. But as far as me, I don't got nothing for you. Now, mind y'all, this man was like damn near living in my barracks. Like he was always at my barracks. I had all his military gear at my barracks room. His NCO was like, look, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna end up getting out of the military and he needs to turn in all his gear. So if you could return all the gear that he has or anything of any of his belongings that are in your room, if you could just give them to me so I can help him turn it in, that'd be great. I looked at NCO dead in his face and I said, I don't have any of his gear. He said, okay, well, you have a blessed day. Now, I don't know if you know how expensive military gear is, especially when you have a good 80% of it. He had to pay all that back. Yeah, that's your reparations for playing with me, ho. Pay that money back since you was using me so well for my money. And yeah, of course we didn't get married because the bitch was a cheater.
No, her story definitely had me on the floor. Yeah, at one point I was down there. First of all, can we talk about her storytelling skills? I think it honestly needs to be studied because I could literally visualize every single detail like I was right there with her on this. And secondly, a major round of applause for the cousin-in-law who clocked that specific number and said, girl, keep your eyes out. Cousin, yeah, she's definitely the real MVP without a doubt. Now, let's talk about the audacity of some men and how they can be engaged to one woman and then asking another woman to marry you. The manipulation I'm telling about, the deception is absolutely wild. It's giving a serial liar energy. And for any male viewers that is watching right now, gentlemen, please come to the front because I need you all to enlighten us. I genuinely want to hear your perspective on all of this because it's only maybe in your all's mind, maybe something is wired so different to help us to understand. So now with that being said, I know that last story, had its entertaining moments, but this one is not so much of a laughing matter. So the creator, MEP, shared her heartbreaking experience of finding out that her ex-boyfriend was allegedly trying to purposely infect her with HIV. Yes, guys, you heard it right. It's beyond disturbing. And of course, let's take a look. And as always, be sure to drop your thoughts and of course your opinions down in the comment section. With that being said, let's keep watching.
If you're dealing with somebody, male, female, whatever, and you ask them to go get tested, and this is their response.
No,
where's the results?
Take your test. My results in my phone.
Okay,
So
show
take
me.
yours. Take the test. Why are you worried about my results? Erica, just tell me the truth. I already know. I already know.
So how do you know? So what
Just-
makes you?
Come on, you're not. When I say that I am aware of everything and I see everything, you think I'm dumb. I'm not.
So where's your results?
Take the full test.
Where's your results?
My results don't matter.
They do matter.
Yours do. Take them.
Because you don't have anything.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Take yours.
You accuse me of having
They
shit
tell
or doing
me, dude,
stuff.
shut me up.
Just know that they're hiding something, and it's probably something that they can't get rid of. So that was just a video recording of me and my ex going back and forth after I asked him to take an at-home HIV testing kit. He was refusing to do so, and obviously I figured out why. So the whole time that I was with this man, he acted as if he was sick with cancer, but instead it was actually HIV. Start normalizing going to get tested together. reviewing results together, because people can lie and hide things for a long time. So just, just protect yourself, because there's people out here that don't care, that aren't happy with themselves, and they don't care what happens to them, so they're not going to care about what happens to you. Okay, to answer this question, how did I find out that he had it? So I'm going to be completely honest. It all started from a dream that I had. So in the dream, I walked up on him and some man being laid up, and I confronted him about him being gay. And then the other man in the dream was like, well, hey, did he tell you he had HIV? I bet you he didn't tell you that. And so I started going off on him. In the dream, I'm yelling and cursing and just going crazy, right? And it felt so real, I woke up out of breath. And it just bothered me so bad. The next day, after I woke up, I told him, I was like, hey, I had a crazy dream last night that you had an STD and you were trying to give it to me. I was just telling him, about the dream. I'm not thinking, anything of it. And, the look on his face after I told him, it was kind of like a look of embarrassment, but like also he was trying to play it cool. I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, that's so weird, and I just feel weird about it. And so fast forward, things still didn't feel right after that dream. So I'm like, God, if there is anything that you're trying to show me about this man, just reveal it to me in a way that I understand. So time goes by, and something's like, Emery, go through his email. So I looked at his email, and not even 5 minutes prior, someone sends him an email from the clinic here and tells him in order for him to be eligible for the program, he needs to have insurance because they're secondary. So I go to thinking like, hey, what type of program at this clinic is he needed to be in? And so I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's the cancer, right? And so something still doesn't feel right. Fast forward, I ended up putting into Google the person's job title at the clinic, and I kid you not, this is what pops up. So someone asked me, do I intend on exposing him? And to answer that question, yes, I do. I'm going to tell you guys exactly who he is. I'm even going to show you what he looks like. I have text messages of us going back and forth about this situation that I'm probably going to upload as well show you guys a copy of the affidavit, because I did press charges on him. But yes, I do plan on exposing him. So just a quick recap for those who have not seen parts 1 and 2. Basically, I was dating this man. He was a pathological liar, a narcissist. He lied about everything. He lied about having cancer, whole time he had HIV, and he was trying to give me HIV as well. I found out. It started off through a dream, and then I ended up getting physical confirmation by going through his email, which prompted me to ask him to take an HIV testing kit in front of me. As you guys can hear in the previous video, he was not trying to take the test. We were going back and forth about it for a while, but eventually he did. And in the next part, I'm just going to go over what happened after he tested positive. Okay, so I'm going to post a screenshot of some text messages. This is when I was out before I came back to the house and asked him to take the test. We were going back and forth, and basically it's just a screenshot of him denying the fact that he had HIV and him trying to gaslight me, basically. So here, just press pause. Okay, as you can see in those messages, he did not take any accountability. He tried to gaslight me and shift the blame onto me. Clearly, he was going to deny until he could not deny anymore. And again, that was prior to me getting back to the house with the testing kit for him to take. So this is while I was out, and we were messaging back and forth. I got home, asked him to take the test was positive. Okay, so part 4. So the test ends up coming back positive. And in that moment, he tried to gaslight me and shift the blame on me and try to say the test was fake and that the test was wrong and that he needed to go to the doctor and have his doctor test him and he'll show me those results, right? And I snapped. I'm not even gonna lie. If I had access to something, baby, ain't no telling what would have happened. Seriously. I snap and I'm like, either you fucked it or you've been managing this with medication. Now, which is it? He was not trying to answer that. So I asked him about 2-3 times, and he finally answered, and he goes, I've been managing it. It's something that I had since 2018. And he said that he got it from his ex when she cheated on him. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't think it's true. I think it's a lie, and I'll tell you why later. But that's what he told me. And when he said that he had been managing it with medication, I kind of believed him, only because I didn't have anything. And at that time, I was very ignorant, and I thought, hey, if you sleep with somebody that has HIV, you're bound to get it, right? So I figured if I didn't have it, maybe he was taking his medication. Well, fast forward, I later found out that that was a lie, and he had not been on his medication. And I'm going to go over that in part 5 and upload receipts. Okay. So, I do apologize. I know I told you guys last night that I was going to post part 5 in the morning. However, after I dropped my kids off, I told myself I was going to take a power nap and ended up sleeping too long. And then when I got up, I had too many things to do and too many appointments to attend. And the few times that I did try to record, I don't know what's going on, y'all, but I started having like an anxiety tag or a crying spell. And yeah, it could just be because I started my period today. I don't know, but I'm not re-recording this, so if I do start crying or whatever, y'all just gonna have to skip through it, okay? So part 5. So by this time, we have been living together for a few months now. So I had no means to move out that same day, okay? So we were just gonna have to figure it out. So he was on the opposite end of the house in our spare bedroom. I cannot talk. And I was in our room. Anyway, so after I calmed down and processed what was going on, we had another conversation. And basically, I just asked him, like, hey, you know that I'm, like, the most understanding person in this world. Like, I've been through a lot, done a lot. I can't judge nobody about anything. So why didn't you just tell me? And he said that he intended on telling me eventually. He just didn't know how because he was scared of the judgment that came with it or whatever. So then I was like, well, this whole time that we've been living together, I've never seen you take any medicine. So how are you current on your medication? And he says that he doesn't take the pills every day because he thinks that he would forget. So he's been taking the shot. Remember this. He's been taking a shot. And I'm just like, okay. And then he gets to talking too much. And you know how narcissists love to make elaborate stories. So then he was like, yeah, the last time I went to the doctor, they said that my blood levels were really good, and they were even questioning if I still have the virus. He was like, yeah, the doctor is wanting to take samples of my blood and stuff and do tests on it because they're just so amazed that my levels are just so low now. And in the back of my mind, I was just like, oh, brother, like, here you go. But I didn't call him out on it because I didn't want to trigger him. I was like, okay, well, you know, that's good. So anyways, fast forward. Okay, so fast forward. He is working out of state at this time, which worked out perfectly because we weren't running into each other like that. And so one day I get off work and I go get in the bed. And as soon as I get in bed, I open up TikTok. And the first thing that I see when I open up TikTok, if I'm lying, God could strike me down. I really feel like it was God again. Basically, it was a creator on here, and she was like, never break no contact with a man because they be coming back with things and they be trying to give it to you on purpose. And she just kept repeating it over and over and over again. And I'm just like, dang, does this apply to me? Like, this feels like she's talking directly to me. Like, I really got weirded out by it. And so, like, I just closed the app. And as soon as I close the app, y'all, I get like a wave of cold chills. And I'm like, okay, it's freezing in here. Let me go find a hoodie. So I walk to the living room, and the first thing I see is his big black jacket. So I'm like, okay, I can just wrap up in this. So as I'm putting the jacket on, I feel something in the jacket pocket. And it felt like a credit card. And I was like, oh, he left one of his cards here. So I go to get the card out, and it's actually his appointment cards. Anyways, on the appointment card, it has an address on there, and on there it says re-entry lab work. So my nosy self, I go and Google the address, and basically it was to a place in Arkansas that assists people living with HIV with getting access to medication. He had been out of the program for so long, he had to start the process over and do re-entry paperwork and labs. So that's one way, I kind of figured he really wasn't on medication. And then, okay, so after I found the appointment cards, I did not mention anything to him. I put them exactly where I found them. I played them, laid back, and just peeped how he moved, right? I didn't say anything about him. So a couple weeks go by, he's back from out of town, and I go to check the mail, and he has a package in the mail in some type of like discreet packaging. I'm nosy, so I'm shaking the bag trying to figure out what it is, and it sounds like a bottle of pills. So I hand him a package, and I'm like, here, you have a package. And he was like, oh, thanks. And I'm like, what is it? And he was like, oh, it's just warmer for the dog. So I'm waiting for him to open it, and he never opens it in front of me. It's like, all right, whatever. In the back of my mind, I kind of figured what it was. So my nosy self, I get on Google, and I Google the address, and it is some pharmacy. Fast forward, he gets ready to go out of town, and he leaves something behind. And what he left behind was a pill bottle. And on that pill bottle, it had that same address on there. Okay? My nosy self again, I get on Google, and I Google the name of the medication, and this is what pops up. Okay? So mind you, when we had our initial conversation, he said that he did not want to take pills because he knew that he would not be able to take them every day. He knew he would not remember to take them every day, and that's why he was on the shot. Whole time, that was a lie. He had just got back on medication. And remember I told you guys about the dream, and I told you that I told him about the dream. So after I told him about the dream, that kind of spooked him, and so he tried to hurry up and get back on medication. And so time went on for a while, and I never confronted him about it until I officially left that house. And I'm going to tell you about that, how that conversation went. Okay, so after I realized that he was not taking his medication, unfortunately, that's what it took. Despite everything else that we went through this relationship, that is what took for me to be like, okay, you are in danger. And so I got everything that I could, and I left. I didn't care about having nowhere to go. I was sleeping in my car. I slept in hotels for about a week or two until I finally broke down to my kid's dad, and I let him know what was going on. So then a month goes by, and I still haven't pressed charges. I went through like this deep, dark depression. I was just grieving and trying to heal and trying to get over that relationship. It was really tough. And so when I got out of that little funk or whatever, you know, I was still going back and forth about whether or not I wanted to press the issue. At that time, I was just grateful that I was okay. But I kept replaying like all the things that he would say, the little comments he would say. He would be like, oh, you signed a death row contract, welcome to death row. And he would say stuff like, oh, this is forever. And knowing, you know, now like what the situation is, it just even, you know, made it more so like, okay, you were doing this intentionally, you know. And it just didn't sit right with me. So I went to the police department and I filed a report. When I filed the report, the officer did let me know, like, it's his first time dealing with something like this, and he may need proof. So that's when I sent them everything that I could. So after I filed the report, time goes by, about 2 months. I didn't hear anything back. I kind of just left it alone, and I was just like, hey, if he goes to jail, he goes to jail. If he don't, he don't, you know. But I finally hear back from the detective, and he explained to me, you know, they did an investigation and they subpoenaed his medical records from the health department, and they did see that he tested positive. So he's going to turn my file over to the prosecutor's office, and then they will officially file the charges and issue an arrest warrant for him. So they did that, and in October is when they officially filed the charges and issued that warrant. In November, he got pulled over on his birthday. He got pulled over for fake tags. And of course, he had that warrant out, so he went to jail. They set his bond at $30,000, and he bonded out the next day. He bonded out the next day, and yeah. So I'm going to pause here. And I know I said that I was going to tell you guys who he is. That is the only thing that I'm backing out of. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to tell you his name. Because again, this is just for awareness. I'm not trying to gather people and send y'all his way and for people to bully him and harass him and look him up. And, you know, that's not what I'm here for. I think a photo is good enough. And if you're in Arkansas, you know to stay away from this man, okay? I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say his name because, again, my goal is to bring awareness and just to warn you guys to stay away from him. Now, mind you, he told me he tested positive in 2018 and that he got this from his ex. So I want y'all to just press pause. Last Tuesday, he had court, and he was supposed to be bringing some type of documentation from the doctor confirming that he was dying, right? Of course, he didn't do that because he was lying. I don't know why he playing in them people's face like that. But anyways, once he realized that that wasn't going to work, he decided to prolong the situation even further and schedule a jury trial. That is not until October. However, he does have another status hearing, and that's in August. That'll be his last chance to accept the plea deal that they're offering him, and that will be the 8 years. And then, well, I did confirm with somebody at the prosecutor's office that he might not even have to do the full 8 in prison. He can get out after only serving 1/3 of that. That's crazy to me. But anyways, so if he goes to trial, he'll face up to 30. So that's that. I'm about to share his picture. And again, like I've been emphasizing this entire time, this is strictly for awareness. People need to know who's doing this and who to stay from. That is why I'm sharing his photo. I'm not trying to incite violence, harassment, none of that. I'm not encouraging that at all. Please do not find this man and go bully him. That is not my goal.
This is just absolutely insane and really heartbreaking. First of all, I want to commend the creator. Round of applause to her. As I said, her name is MEP, I think 8888 on TikTok. And of course, her page is tagged down in my description box. I genuinely appreciate her bravery, in coming forward and just sharing her story overall. It's extremely so damaging to come forward with a story like this. It's mind-blowing to me how people can just out there like intentionally trying to hurt you. Like, what good is it for you, as a man, to meet a woman who clearly has children, because she said that in her story, and then you intentionally try to infect her with something because somebody else did it to you? I just can't wrap my head around it, and it's just a kind of a cruelty that I will just not understand. And of course, guys, if you'd like to support her and to follow her journey, because she's giving some more updates, you can definitely check out her TikTok page. As I said, it is linked down in the description box, as well as all the creators that are mentioned in today's story time. Let me know, of course, in the comments what are your thoughts, because I'm honestly glad that she took the steps to even go ahead and press charges, because based on the evidence that she gathered, it is clear that this man knew exactly what he was doing. It is just all there, and he was intentionally trying to harm her. I don't know about y'all, but on this channel, I'm a personal believer in Christ. I believe in God, so do you what is you, but that is what I believe in. So when she said that she had a dream about what was going on, honestly, I wouldn't even call it a dream. I would say that this was a vision, and I'm so happy that she, paid attention to the warning from the whole spiritual realm and actually took action. Said, guys, of course, drop your thoughts and your opinions below. And as I said, this is just to bring awareness about what is happening in today's dating world. And of course, guys, if you have reached thus far into today's video, you haven't yet liked or subscribed, you can go ahead and do so now. With that being said, let's get into the rest of this video.
Yeah, I'm leaving Pilates. Well, I just left Pilates, but I wanted to tell y'all something that happened to me that I've come to realize that a lot of relationship gurus or people on IG or people on TikTok don't really address, is the narcissist that never wants to give up on you. The narcissist that even if you went no contact, he's still contacting you. He's still trying to put in effort to show you that he's a changed man and he wants you back. Well, this happened to me. And everybody who I tried to talk to about the situation, they're like, oh, just ignore him. Just ignore. 7 months. 7 months of ignoring this individual. He's been texting me, calling me, going through my family members. I've been ignoring him. So last week I was at work. When I'm at work, I'm a nurse practitioner. Plethora of people is calling me, and the numbers are not saved numbers. So I just pick up the calls, and I'm like, Valentina speaking, how may I help you? Well, he calls, and I did not know. I picked up the phone. I said, Valentina, how may I help you? And he's like, hey, V, None of the nurses or doctors gonna call me V. I'm like, hey, who is this? Mind you, it's been 7 months. I do not remember how this man's voice sounds. He's like, do you know who this is? I'm like, no, who is this? He's like, it's da-da-da-da. I was like, oh, why are you calling? He's like, no, I'm calling because I want to tell you I'm a changed man. I go to church on Wednesdays and Sundays. I don't go out no more. I don't smoke no more. I don't drink no more. You saw how I used to go clubbing day in, day out. I stopped doing that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, but you know, I've been trying to stay away from. He's like, I know, but I just want to show you I'm a changed man. I said, you know what? Bump this. Let's go out. I said, yeah, we could go out. So we've been talking on the phone consistently because it was my work week. I work 1 week and I'm off 1 week. So my first night off, we went out to eat. We went to dinner. We sat there, we talked, and he came back to my place. I did not have sex with him because in my mind, I'm like, sir, I want you to know that you do not want me. And it played out so well that it was so weird how it played out. Let me tell you what happened. So we head back to my place, right? I did not have sex with him. I have been abstinence from sex for 7 months, literally. And the discernment and the clarity that I have that I no longer participate in sex is like 100, literally. So we're laying in the bed and he's like, oh, you gonna put that thing on me? And I'm like, no. He's like, okay, remember, when it's time for you, if you want sex from me and I say no, I don't want to hear nothing. I said, okay, no problem. Mind you, the whole point of this situation is to show this man that he does not want me, right? The next night, we went and we watched the Heat and Bull games at my house. We fell asleep early, but prior to falling asleep, I was on IG. This girl posted a post saying, single life is only fun when you're a hoe, right? So I went in the comments and I put, I'd rather be bored, STD free, at peace, not worrying about what he's doing or what he's not doing, right? IG has it to where if you like somebody comment underneath a post, you can take the person comment, put it in your story, and it'll come up on your story too as a repost. So when I seen it, I repost her repost at 4 a.m. Well, I had an individual who I was talking to in December when I left my ex, who's in my bed now, in September. So December came around, I thought I was ready to date and, socialize. I realized I wasn't. The guy texted me Happy New Year in January. I text him back Happy New Year. I called him and I said, listen, I see that you're really into me, but I thought I was ready, but I'm not ready to date right now. You don't need to call or text me anymore. He still calls and he still texts me. He actually wanted to take me out for Valentine's Day. I told him no. To this day, he kept on calling, texting me. He finally got the picture. He stopped really contacting me around March, right? So when we went on the date, I put on IG on a date, kind of nervous, right? I guess this man from January realized, oh, so you were lying. You really wanted to go on a date. Him not knowing that it's with my ex, literally. So he goes, and when I repost at 4 a.m, he calls me at 4 a.m. Mind you, my ex is with me in the bed. So I pick up the phone. I'm like, why are you calling me at 4 o'clock in the morning? He's like, oh no, I saw you repost. So that's why I knew that you were up. And that's why I'm calling you. I'm like, why are you calling me for? I want to buy you flowers. I want to take you out to eat. I see you went on a date. I'm like, sir, I'm with my man right now. He's like, oh, now you finally claiming him. Him not even knowing that we just started talking. I said, yeah, I'm claiming him. So can you please leave my phone alone? I hung up the phone. So he goes and he flips over on the other side of the bed. I'm like, okay, he's mad. So I'm having conversation with him. He's giving me one-liners. I'm like, okay, he's mad. No problem, right? I get up the next morning. I go work out. I come back home. I cook breakfast. I bring him breakfast. He looks at me and he says, I'm not eating that shit. My eyes opened up and I'm like, this is the individual that I remembered. Nothing changed about this man. Literally. So I go and I said, oh, you're mad. I said, I knew that you was mad because I was talking to you last night. And he was like, yeah, I have every right to be mad. I said, yeah, you do have every right to be mad. He's like, V, if a girl would have called me at 4 o'clock in the morning, you would have flipped out this house. I said, that was the old me. I was like, you have to realize we haven't been together for 7 months. It's right for me to question you and ask you, what is your dealing with the individual? And if you show me like you have nothing going on with the individual, I would go ahead and let it be. So as I'm showing him, this man is basically talking to himself in my text messages and on IG. He goes, I don't give a y'all girls can take a man back who lies and cheat on you, but I don't do that. I have boundaries. Mind you, this man lied and cheated throughout the whole relationship. That's why I left him. I'm like, oh, you have boundaries? He's like, yeah, just because you don't have it don't mean that I don't have it. I said, oh, okay. I said, so this means that you don't want me, right? He's like, yeah, I don't want you. I'm good on you. I said, oh, okay. I was like, I'm just making it sure. You're right? You don't want me. He's like, yeah. You see, y'all? You see what happened? It's so crazy because at the dinner table, I looked at him and I was like, I'm so shocked that we're at dinner right now. I would have never thought the day would have came that I would have been talking to you because I no longer wanted to talk to you. He said, V, that's the past. This is the present. It's 11:11. Make a wish. And you know what my wish was? I said, God, show this man a sign so he can leave me alone. And look what happened. Look what happened. Now we're good. If you text me and call me back, I'm calling the psych ward because you're a psychopath. You're a psycho. That was it, y'all. That was my little story time. Let me go home and take me a shower, baby.
My ex secretly had the passwords to every single social media that I had, and I had no idea he had these passwords, and he would log into my phone, I'm not exaggerating, 16 times a day, read my messages, and then he would repeat the messages that I was saying secretly to friends or something, or like just telling them personal information, and then he would repeat that, and I was like, how did you know that? And I was already prone to paranoia and just feeling anxious, so every time he was reiterating this, I was like, holy shit, you are a government spy that is spying on me. It got so bad to the point where I believed everything in the house was bugged because of how much he knew about me that I was not telling him or that was linked to my phone. And I thought that he had mics everywhere, so I was like, oh man, I can't talk because he's gonna know. And so I started to believe that he was like a literal government spy. And then he called the cops on me because I was acting crazy, but it was because I thought that the government was after me and that they hired this man to spy on me because he was reading these very personal messages and these things that I had no idea he knew. It was so crazy and weird. And after he called the cops and like I confronted him because I found out he was going through my stuff, I was like, dude, you put me in psychosis. And he literally was like, oh, that was not my intent, like at all. Like I didn't even know that happened to you. Like, bro.
Hey y'all, I'm ready to tell my story now. I'm gonna tell you how my ex traumatized me and he ruined my birthday. Like, he really ruined my birthday last year, y'all. It was a mess. Let me tell you, girl, let me tell you. Girl, tell me why this boy really ruins my birthday. So it was the day before my birthday. I had to prepare for like the trip that I was going on and my hair appointment that was going to be like on my birthday. So I washed my hair and all of that, and I think he came in here like while I was in the shower, and he sat on the couch and fell asleep. Dry. Like, I ain't like that because I wasn't dry on his birthday. So like, why is you being so dry? So that already pissed me off because, yeah, he just pisses me off. Like, he already was pissing me. At this point, shit was already rocky because of some other shit. So he just was pissing me off with that, for real. So, I guess out the shower, I peeps that he sleep, irritated. I text my homeboy. Mind you, this is really my homeboy, but he don't like him. For some reason, he don't like him. He think that, I don't know why he think that, but he don't like him. So I text my homeboy like, yeah, I need a new nigga because this nigga really gonna come in here and go to sleep. Ain't say happy birthday or nothing. Like, huh? Like, it just irritated me. So I text my homeboy that. And then this boy that I used to talk to for a little bit, like, it wasn't really a whole bunch yet, ended up calling me or whatever on FaceTime and telling me happy birthday. And I think I was washing clothes, and my washer and dryer not in the unit, like it's in the apartment building, so I had to go downstairs. So I went downstairs, I talked on the phone with him for like 3 minutes to go get my, like, while I was getting my stuff out the dryer or whatever. So came back upstairs or whatever, people telling me happy birthday. Mind you, I wasn't up that long. Like, you know, your birthday hit at 12 o'clock. I probably was up till like 12:45 or something like that. And I ends up falling asleep, and I falls asleep while I'm watching ASMR on TikTok. Like, I'm one of them people that watch ASMR on TikTok, so my phone was open or whatever. So he came in the room. All I know is I'm in the bed, and he pulling the covers off me real fast. So I wake up, and I sit up like, huh? What's going on? Y'all, do y'all know this man is going off like, why is niggas telling you happy birthday? Like, what do you mean why niggas telling me happy birthday? Maybe because it's my birthday, huh? So he breaks my phone up. I'm talking about he crashing the phone like bang, 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 like on the side of the... So I'm looking at him like, I know you ain't just break my phone on my birthday. And it's like 4 in the morning at this point. It's probably like, yeah, it's like 4 or 5 in the morning. He coming in breaking my phone on my birthday. That pissed me off so bad because I got a hair appointment and all of that. Like, how am I going to maneuver around without a phone? I got a flight and, like, what are you doing? Like, that shit just blew me. So I ended up having to get on my laptop, log into my Twitter, tell my cousin, because thankfully it was my cousin that was doing my hair. Tell my cousin, like, ask her, like, where her shop at, because I'm not going to have directions for real. So she like, I'm just going to come get you. So she come get me, she do my hair. We had to go get a new phone. It was a runaround about getting a new phone. Do you think this nigga gay? Why all of this, like, why I'm doing this? I'm calling him off of people's phone, like you really broke my phone. And then I needed the physical phone, like the broke up shit, to go get a new one. So I'm in the house looking for it. It's nowhere to be found. He nowhere to be found. Like, it just was a mess. Like, it was a mess. So anyway, fast forward, I end up getting a new phone or whatever. But now I'm not speaking to him. Like, he not hearing from me. He already know that he ruined my birthday, so he shouldn't be saying me. So he not saying me for the majority part of the day. I think he tried to call me, like, as it was getting later on in the day, he tried to call me, like, I guess to come over here or something. I don't know. But I'm ignoring his calls. I'm ignoring his calls because I don't got shit to you. Like, you really just ruined my whole birthday. Like, that's to start your birthday. Like, you woke me up 4 o'clock in the morning. The first thing I get for my birthday is a broken phone. Like, that blew me. So anyway, me and my best friend, we come back to my house. We packing our bags because our flight was early. So we was gonna go to the airport around 2-3 o'clock or whatever. So we leaving out. Do you know that this nigga popped up? Mind you, he don't have a key to my house. He was living here, but he don't have a key to my house because I just ain't want him to have one. Like, no, you don't need no key. So all his stuff was in here. He had his clothes in here, his little merchandise, but he wasn't getting nothing. Like, you're not getting nothing out of my house. I'm leaving. I'm going to Houston, and we'll revisit this when I come back. So he was mad about that. He already knew. So he tried to, like, snatch my phone to try to make me stay because my phone in my hand. Like, I think everybody walk with their phone in their hand. So my phone in my hand. We leaving out. Me and my best friend. He like, oh, y'all not going nowhere. Who ain't? Who? We will beat this shit out here. Like, that's what he don't know. So he ended up trying to grab my phone. He ended up snatching my phone and running. So I'm chasing him. When he drops his phone, so I picks up his phone. I'm like, oh, all right, we cool. Like, we good then. Now he like, once he realized I got his phone, now he fighting on me trying to get his phone or whatever. So he had my arms pinned down. So I had to headbutt him. My best friend had to punch him a little bit. But then she tried, like, reason with him. Like, once I got up, because he made me fall and all that. We all on the ground. We really rumbling on the ground, like, full on fighting. So once I get up, I'm out of breath. Like, I'm asthmatic. So I had to go in my car and find my inhaler. And while I'm doing that, my best friend, like, trying to reason with him, like, give her phone. Like, we got places to be. Like, you doing too much. Like, you did ass wrong. You already ruined her birthday. Like, what more do you need to do? Like, come on now, give her a phone. He like, I just need to get my stuff out of the house. I said, he's not getting nothing. I'm telling Asia, I'm telling him, you're not getting nothing out my house. I don't give a I don't care how much money you lose. I don't care. Do you think he did not give me no money towards my phone, the phone that I had to get nothing. So, no, you're not getting nothing out of my house. You get Nathaniel. Like, you're not getting nothing. So he, mad about that or whatever, and he still had my phone. So I'm like, come on, Asia, we gotta go. We gonna miss our flight. Like, I'll figure the phone shit out later. We gonna figure it out. I can just log into my shit on your phone. Like, we can do it like that. Like, I don't care. So I'm pulling off. He behind me trying to chase me and all that. So I think we went up like 4 blocks. It was like 4 blocks. He caught me at the red light. He next to me. He rolled down the window. I'm like, what? He like, come on, yo, I just need to get my stuff out your house and you can have your phone. I'm like, you're not getting nothing out my house and you can have the phone. Like, because that's how bad you're not getting shit out my house. I don't care. Like, you can have the phone. He like, here, yo, here. So he ended up just giving my phone and I pulled off. And he was no caller IDing me the whole trip, basically. Just no call ID calling me the whole trip, irritating me. Which was fine because I'm not gonna say he did it the whole trip, but he at least called me like 5 times a day, and I was like there like 4 days or something like that. So yeah, what else happened? That's basically it for real. I mean, it's more shit happened when I got home, and if y'all want to know that, like, I guess comment for part 2 or whatever.
So for the purpose or the context of this video, I didn't upload her part 2, but if you're interested, you can head on over to her TikTok page and you can, check it out there, and I think it's definitely worth checking out. So guys, I'm thinking about it, and this whole situation just goes to show, and of course, let me be clear before we even mention this, I am not generalizing all men, but based on what was shared in today's story time, some men can be incredibly selfish, and of all the days to show their true colors and to act out, he chose her birthday. Like, sir, seriously? Come on, man, you know better than that. And then he took it a step further and even vandalized her property. Girl, she's a better woman than me, because I would have locked up his AWS so fast for smashing my phone. But what really gets me is that she had to go out herself and buy another phone, and he did not even offer a dime. No apology, no concern about her possibly even missing her birthday trip. Not even a happy birthday based on her story. His only focus was on controlling her, stopping from talking to anybody, and just grabbing his stuff from her apartment. But you know what? Kudos to sister, because I'm happy she still went on that trip, and that was the right move in my opinion. Right? So she take back her power, and that's all that matters. So guys, we have come to the end of today's stories, and we have heard some wild one, but unfortunately they are real. And the sad truth is that a lot of people out here are dealing with toxic exes who will stop at nothing to control, to manipulate, and to just destroy you because of their own unresolved pain or their own trauma. As far as I'm concerned, just my opinion. Of course, to anyone who is going through something familiar, clearly or similar, you're not alone. You don't have to tolerate abuse or control or even emotional blackmail. Trust your gut, protect your peace, and please just try to document as much as possible, because the healing, I think, starts the moment that you decide to walk away from things that no longer serve you. And if you've ever dealt with like a toxic ex, or someone who has dealt with something like that before, please feel free to share their stories or your stories and your thoughts, of course, down in the comment section. And let us talk about it, let us learn and support each other. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for sticking with me until the end of another video. If you enjoy videos like these edutainment videos, go ahead and click that up next video with the right answer on your screen and enjoy the day away. As per usual, guys, thank you again so much for sticking with me until the end. My name is Jody, and I aspire to inspire. Until next time, guys, walk good.